Here we are, together again on the radio. And in this segment of the program, I saw this column, and then several people sent it to me, and, you know, these columns become more out of touch with reality. These advice columns, these syndicated advice columns, like the one called Dear Abby, written by the daughter of Dear Abby, whose name is Jean Phillips. Why is the column called Dear Abby? Is Dear Abby still alive? I have no idea. But Dear Abby doesn't write the Dear Abby column anymore, but nonetheless, I just think these people are so out of touch with reality. I do. Here's a letter Dear Abby received recently. This is the one that many of you sent in. Dear Abby, I've been married to Tim, in quotes, for almost 7 years. By the way, what would be wrong with using the first name of the person? We don't know who the people are. They can't sue over it or anything. Just put the real first name in. So what? Stop with the quotation marks. I've been married to Tim for almost 7 years. I have a male coworker, in quotes, Chad, who is a good friend. Tim thinks that a man is friends with a woman only if he wants something from her. Must be a Tom Leykis listener. He says that Chad must be gay, sexually interested in me, or using me as a means to some end. By the way, that Tim sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders. The letter writer continues to Dear Abby. She says, quite frankly, I am hurt that Tim... have you heard your girlfriend or wife or something along the way make a comment like this? Quite frankly, I am hurt that Tim doesn't think I am interesting enough to be friends with and feels that I can only be seen in, quote, that way. By the way, that's a compliment. That's not a dig. What if your husband never, ever worried that men would ever look at you twice? Honey, I don't care who your friends are. No guy would ever have sex with you anyway. I mean, think of the alternative. You should take this as a compliment. Your husband thinks other men would be interested in boning you. I mean, how many women complain they never get a compliment? This is a goddamn compliment. When your husband says you're not interesting enough to be friends to a guy, you should be thankful that he sees you that way. Imagine if your husband said to you, you know what? I'm sure he's only interested in your brain because he certainly wouldn't have any interest in you sexually. Try saying that and see if any woman is satisfied with that. In fact, as a little homework assignment, maybe some of you will do this and then report in. Go to your wife who has a male friend and say, honey, I trust you. You know why? Because any man who's your friend certainly isn't interested in having sex with you. Come back to me and tell me what they say. Well, honey, thank you so much for realizing that I'm good for more than just sex. How many women would say that? By the way, we used to do this on the air. We should go do this again sometime. I used to tell, I remember this too. We used to tell women, you know, what if your male friend said to you, I have absolutely no interest in you whatsoever. You don't have to worry about being alone with me because I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Because for all the times that women act all offended when you think that all guys want is sex, the minute a guy says, I have absolutely no interest in you, they flip. That's like telling a woman she's fat. Most American women are fat, but that's beside the point. Yes, quite frankly, says the letter writer, I am hurt that Tim doesn't think I am interesting enough to be friends with and feels that I can only be seen in that way, in quotes. By the way, that's not what it means. And I've heard women make this comment before. I'm sure you're interesting enough to be friends with. For other women, you have female friends. I'm sure you've got plenty of friends. It doesn't mean you're not interesting enough to be somebody's friend. It's just that men want to get laid. And the only men who are interested in you for your intellect are guys who don't want to have sex with you. That's the real truth. Hello? The letter to Dear Abby continues. She says, Chad has never once hit on me. Or given me the slightest reason to doubt his platonic feelings. By the way, this is the question that nobody can ever answer. Or maybe nobody has the guts to answer it. His platonic feelings. What makes a person of the opposite sex a platonic friend? And the truth, which is all too much for most women to take, is, you know, a platonic friend is somebody you're not attracted to and will never be attracted to. That's who it is. It's somebody you don't find attractive. I know it sounds terrible, and that's why people don't want to say that, but that's true. A platonic friend is somebody you don't find attractive. You'll never find them attractive. They don't find you attractive. Therefore, you are platonic friends. I mean, if you found somebody to be attractive, why would they be your platonic friend? When I find a woman to be attractive, I want to have my hand in her pants. It's very simple. Or her hand in my pants. That's what I want. If she says, oh, Tom, can't we just be friends? No. I've had this conversation recently with somebody. No. No, we can't. Here's another reason, by the way. Let's say you've got a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Why would you want to be friends with somebody that you have no interest in? Because at some point when you've got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're going to have to tell that person to hit the road. What kind of friendship is that? You can be my friend until I have a boyfriend, and then you can't be my friend anymore. Think about this. Once I have a boyfriend, once I have a husband, you will not be my friend. Don't call me. Lose my number. I'm disconnecting my cell phone. Don't even try. Don't write to me anymore. I'm going to put you on my spam list. I'm going to delete you. Pal. Old buddy of mine. Let's be friends, and that means you can help me move. You can lend me money. You can take me out to dinner or movies on nights when I don't have a date. You can pay attention to me. You can ogle me all you like. But once I've got a husband or a boyfriend, you can just call me your ex-friend. Then I'm not your friend anymore. Well, I'm telling you right now, if for some strange reason I decided to have a girlfriend and she started telling me, oh, this is my straight friend, Ted, I'd be saying, why is this guy calling the house? Why is he calling to talk to you? Why is your cell phone got 17 missed calls and they're all from the same guy? What is that? And ultimately, if she wanted to keep the relationship going, she'd get rid of him. So that's why I never, ever say yes to the friend thing with women, because why would I want to be somebody's place filler until they find the man of their dreams? Why would I want to be that? Yes, I had a woman who, I'm going to tell you this story. I had a woman who I once spent some time with. We had lunch. Brunch or something that involved alcohol. It was champagne brunch, yes. And later we had dinner on my patio overlooking city of Los Angeles from the Hollywood Hills. And sometime during that evening, while the alcohol was flowing, she said, oh, and by the way, I am not going to sleep with you. And I said to her, well, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. So at the end of the evening, she left, and then a month later, she contacted me, and she's saying, oh, I'd love to see you again. It's like, no. No. She said, but why not? I said, you know why not. You know. You know why not. I said, you know what? Millions of women would love to sit on my patio having dinner with me, just like you did. And you got the opportunity to do it. Now, I'm going to go back through the looking glass. I'm going to go back to where I came from, doing my radio program, and you're going to stay out there and be the listener. That's what we're going to do from now on. And she could not understand that. She could not understand that. But why in the world would I want to continue chit-chatting with somebody where nothing is going to happen between us? I don't get it. So that once I have a relationship, or once she has a relationship, we can just say, oh, don't call me anymore. Forget it. Not doing it. So I simply said no. No. No, 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 no. And we just make this real simple. No. The letter to Dear Abby continued. Chad has never once hit on me or given me the slightest reason to doubt his platonic feelings. She says he is also not gay. By the way, why would you be offended if your husband thought he was gay? Gets you off the hook. If he thinks that your friend is gay, that means less nagging, less questioning. You should just be happy. Why, you're offended on his behalf now? She says, how can I convince my husband that my friend is not trying to seduce me or use me? I have tried inviting Tim to hang out with us so he can get to know Chad better. He always declines. I am at my wit's end because I dislike upsetting my husband, but I refuse to give up a good friend. Signed, pulling my hair out in Cambria, Wisconsin. By the way, if you live in Wisconsin, I can almost guarantee you I would have no interest in you. You could only be my platonic friend. Because the women who stay in Wisconsin, those are the fatties and the fugglies. There are hot women from Wisconsin. They all leave. The letter back from Dear Abby says, Dear Pulling, there is no way to convince your husband that your coworker isn't trying to seduce or use you, because that is the way your husband's mind works. In other words, when Tim says that men are friends with women only for what they can get, he's describing himself. Now, this is clearly being written by a woman who just has no idea how men think. She goes on to say, and the reason he refuses to take the time to get to know Chad better is that by refusing, he is putting limits on the relationship and controlling you. You have my sympathy. Unbelievable. And me, I have no interest in controlling somebody. If I think they're spending too much time with somebody of the opposite sex, I tell them, I can't control what you do, but I control what I do. Say ya! Then I'm not being controlling. You can't accuse me of being controlling if I say, you know what, you like this guy so much, tell you what, he's all yours. Have fun. I mean, come on, we all know the truth. That with very few pussified or super religious exceptions, the vast majority of men who talk to you, ladies, they're talking to you because they want to see you naked. They're imagining you naked. Doesn't mean you don't have brains or couldn't be interesting to talk to. But most men don't hear a word you say until we see you naked. That is how we think. That's not how Tim thinks in the letter to Dear Abby. That's how most men think. And you few exceptions to the rule, don't waste your time calling in because, let's face it, you know, you don't speak for the majority of us. You don't. I just don't buy this. I don't even like this idea of having opposite-sex friends. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Does it?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
As I have said on this program many times, if Helen Keller had a granddaughter who's a 9 or a 10, that's a perfect match. And by the way, honey, if you're out there,
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Christina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Is that a question or a statement?
It is actually a statement. How are you? And I do care.
I'm doing great.
That's fabulous. Let me just say that, unlike most women, I really respect you and your show. I agree with 95% of the things you say. But I just have a question for you.
Now, by the way, let me just point out to the audience, this is what's known as an ambush call.
Okay.
This is a... No, dear, hang in there. I want to give you the proper setup. This is a call where the person pretends to be very friendly on the phone and is obviously got this kind of phony friendliness. And she's going to say, well, I just have one question, and it's going to be something that's a real dig. And she thinks she's really clever because she thinks she's going to slide this in here. But she doesn't realize I've been doing this for a long time, and I know her type, and I know what's coming. So as smart as she thinks she is, I just want to let you know this is an ambush call, and what she's about to say now she thinks is going to be a cutting remark. Go ahead.
Well, let me just say that I've listened to you for about 7 years.
And I love your show. Listen all the time. Yeah, okay, keep going.
No, let me just, I actually want to pay you respect because you've actually
before you make a cutting remark that you're about to make. Go ahead. Dear, by the way, filibustering before making the remark would be great if I wasn't hip to your jive, if I wasn't aware of what you're about to do, which I am.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just play your game then. I just want to ask you a question.
Here comes the real true colors starting to come out. You can hear the nastiness now starting to leak out because she's been discovered, and so she realizes the jig is up.
Wow,
so now she's going to have to cut right to the chase.
Conniving. Everybody knows that. So my question is...
Here comes the cutting remark right now. It's about to come right now.
Everybody. My question
cutting
is
remark
that I've
coming.
been listening for a long time, and...
Here comes the cutting remark.
Wow, you love to cut people off, huh?
Dear, I'm just pointing out, I'm doing a running narration here.
No, you're making a judgment
of your technique. You have a technique that you think is clever, and I'm just letting everybody know what you're about to do. Go right ahead.
Okay, my question is, you
cutting remark coming up right now. Here it is.
My question is, once again, like I said, I will say to everybody...
Can you hear that self-satisfied smirk? She thinks she's really clever because she thinks I'm too stupid to know that she's got, like, this fist inside a velvet glove. Tom, I love your show. Listen all the time. How are you? That's great. Glad to hear that. I like most everything you say, except one. I just have one question for you. I just have one question.
And to be honest, you don't want to scare away your women...
Darling, actually, it's quite the contrary, dear. This show is aimed at men. I'm really not concerned about whether you or other vaginas are tuning in. I don't care. I don't care. But, darling, why don't you get to that cutting remark you've been preparing us for, and we've certainly been watching you wind up. Now it's time to throw the pitch.
Actually, the remark was more of a question. It wasn't aimed at making you look stupid or giving you any...
Go ahead with the cutting question. Go ahead. By the way, a remark can be a question, dear. So go right ahead.
No, I know that I have an education. Okay, sorry.
I can't tell by listening, dear.
All right. Good. Are you done? All right,
no, cool. I'm really not, actually. Here comes the cutting remark. It's coming up
so you'll know
right
that
now.
It's very friendly.
It's been 3 minutes and 34 seconds to get to
Tom, I love your show. I love your
show. More filibustering, and then we're going to get to the... Because she still thinks she can pull this off by continuing to lather me with praise before she puts the knife in.
Talk to the audience. That's great.
Here it comes.
Right. So here's the remark. You make your millions, right?
The one she was about to make. Yes.
Okay, I love it. I love it. You know why? Because I'm an educated woman,
yes,
and I know where you're going at, and that's great. But can you just believe that I'm a woman that loves your show? I listen to it. It has changed my ways and my thinking.
I know you love it.
And I just have one question.
Here comes the cutting remark.
I just want to know, you have been divorced.
Right. Are you ready now for the cutting remark?
Wow.
Because here it comes.
Okay, can you cut me off one more time? Thanks. All right, here we go.
All right, I will. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Well, why not? Let's say hello here to Phil on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
I'm doing okay.
I just wanted to comment on that Dear Abby deal.
All right.
Listen, he might not be trying to seduce her. But if he's just waiting for the time where she's going to be available and pounce.
Well, of course that's what he's doing.
Come on. I mean, every guy... It's just, I have girlfriends I would never in a million years make the move because of their boyfriends or whatever. What? But if the time was right, it'd be on.
You don't want to waste your time talking to some chick when there's not going to be a payback of some kind.
Nah.
Why would you even waste your time?
That's all I wanted to say, man.
Thank you for that, Phil.
Yep.
See, no cutting remark there. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Art on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
Doing great.
That's awesome. Dear Abby, huh?
Yeah.
She, my girlfriend personally, she met somebody at her work, and it was a man, of course, and she was telling me all about him and everything, and like I could care less. It started getting a little bit more, how would you say, too personal, mixing business and pleasure with, together and stuff. So anyways, she started not coming home from work, going out with him for like dinner or something like that, and I didn't appreciate it. Dropped her like a sack of bricks. And about a couple weeks after I broke up with her, I had heard that she was starting to date him. So that goes to show that.
Yeah, because that's what's going on, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So that's your answer for everybody out there. Yeah, it does happen.
Oh, I know it happens.
Oh, yeah.
And women love to deny it, but as a guy, I've done the same thing.
Exactly.
I've done the same thing. Oh, honey, let me listen.
I've done it before, too. I've waited for opportunities.
Which, by the way, doesn't mean I just want to have sex in the long term. Maybe you'd be a cool chick, and I'd want to have a relationship with you at some point in time. But if I'm sitting there listening to your problems, it's because I find you attractive.
Yeah. There's always ulterior motives.
Yes.
So. All right, can you take me out of the bong rip, Tom?
Here you go, Art. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Now, this call is not related to what we're talking about, but I have to get this in. It's an important question. Rebecca, what was your question?
Yes. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Rebecca.
My question is, and this is to stick it to my attorney husband, if you tell me I'm right. If not, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But anyway, you recently went to Rome, Italy, correct?
Yes.
And you were talking about how Herbalife, who is the sponsor for the Galaxy, is rebuilding the Roman Colosseum. Is that correct?
Yes, they've got the naming rights. It's called the Herbalife Coliseum.
And it is the actual ancient Roman Colosseum?
Yes. And, there's obviously a lot of work that needs to be done, and they've started doing the work.
But you said that they're building where the forum is. They're actually moving the forum, correct?
Yeah, they're moving it to make room for a sports and entertainment complex across the street from the Herbalife Coliseum. And it's going to include an ESPN zone.
Right, and you even said a strip club, correct?
Yes, Scores
so
Roma.
The Pope must be dying. I'm dying.
Oh, I'm sure. But the great thing is that the LA Galaxy will be playing FC Roma, and it's going to be a big game. And when I was there, they had the scaffolding up. They were putting in the luxury suites, and I want to tell you, they look fantastic.
Yeah, because I was there last September, and I remember they were doing things to it, but I just thought it was general. And I tell you, he's an attorney, and you know how smug they are. And he kept telling me, you must have misheard. And even my kids, I let my teenage boys listen to your show, and we've been trying to call you. Of course, nobody's in the car with me right now. I'm alone. But I'm going to call him right now and just...
Tell him I said that. Absolutely.
I will. Because I looked on the Internet and I couldn't find anything, but you were there. And
well, all the websites were in Italian, unfortunately, because this still is like just a kind of a local thing.
I'll have to have, my brother-in-law's Italian, so I'm going to have him.
Yeah, have him look it up. Yeah.
Oh, you have made my day. Keep on keeping on. I love it. Thank you so much, Tom.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Pipe down. I'm talking to Tom now.
The Tom.
Tom Leykis Show from Hollywood at 1-800-5800-TOM. This started with an email. Not an email. It's actually an actual letter. Probably was an email to Dear Abby. Of course, the real Dear Abby got letters by Pony Express, if I recall correctly. But No, this is Dear Abby's daughter, who calls herself Dear Abby. And it started with a letter from a woman who said that she's been married to Tim for almost 7 years, and she has a male coworker named Chad, who's a good friend. And that Tom thinks a man is friends with a woman only if he wants something from her. He says, Chad must be gay, sexually interested in me, or using me as a means to some end. Quite frankly, she says, I am hurt that Tim doesn't think I am interesting enough to be friends with, and feels that I can be seen only in, quote, that way. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello to Dan on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing okay, Dan.
Thank you very much for taking my call. I just wanted to chime in on this Dear Abby thing. One, I do think the original Abby is dead. But two, I just find it...
No,
really
actually, you know, Dear Abby and Ann Landers were twins. I don't know if you know that. That's true. No. And I think Ann Landers is dead, but Dear Abby may still be alive.
Okay, well, I could be wrong on that front. But I'm not wrong on this front. I find that letter to be fairly hypocritical. If it had been reversed and Tim was writing in about his wife having a relationship and a tight friendship with well, if it was reversed, sorry, I'm a little nervous on this call. If it was reversed and it was me having a really tight relationship with some girl, she'd be telling my wife that you need to watch out that girl's after your husband. So I find those letters to be very hypocritical, and she's completely wrong. There's no question that the guy wants something after her. I've had firsthand experience with that, being the husband of a wife who was pursued by somebody that I thought was innocuous.
Well, you know what I'm going to do next time I'm in a relationship? I'm going to have a female friend. I'm going to go out dancing with her. I'm going to have dinner with her. I'm going to have drinks with her. Yeah, and I'm going to say, come on, can't a guy have friends, for God's sake?
You can, as long as they're guy friends. If I'm off hanging out with some girl for 5, 6, 7 hours, going to see movies with her, having coffee with her, and showing up home at 11 o'clock at night, my wife's going to think something's going on. And guaranteed her friends are going to sit around and are going to bitch and say, well, look at your husband. What the hell is he doing off with that that hussy? You know? I mean, it just blows me away. That lady, if she got the letter and the genders were reversed, Dear Abby would be saying, watch out, you got a problem there.
That's exactly right.
So, anyway, hey, thanks for taking my call. Appreciate the good work you're doing. Just want to tell you I'm a father to 2 boys, and there's a ton of stuff that you're saying that I'm passing on to them. So, you may not be my father, but you don't need to worry about my boys. They're going to grow up with a couple of good lessons I learned from you.
Sounds good to me, Dan.
Thanks. Take it easy.
Thank you for the call. Paul, on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, this is Paulie. I had a story for you about my old lady. She got a new job, and I said, hey, stay away from the men, and you know, don't fall for the lines.
Is that after you moved out here or before you moved out here?
Well, I've been out here about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And these California women are killing me. So she goes, I love you, honey. I'll never, you know. Anyway, she hangs up her cell phone. It redials accidentally. So all the way in through the office, I hear all the, oh, how you doing, Mike? Let's go out to dinner tomorrow. Hi, Bob. How you doing? I missed you. And I'm like, I called her back later that day. What is all that crap? You know, typical women.
What'd she say?
Oh, she goes, oh, my God, how'd you know that? I said, your phone redialed me. What do you think, I'm psychic? I said, you know. Every time a girl gets a job, a new job, it seems like it's 3 months, 2 months later, they're sleeping with the boss or going out with a coworker every time.
There you go. And so what did you do about this? Did you dump her?
I dumped her.
How'd she react to that?
Oh, honey. And then, you know, just like I heard earlier, a few months later, she's going out with a coworker. Hey, Tom, I don't know what to do. I can't date a woman that works out here. I mean, what can I do?
Well, you can date anybody. You just don't have to have a girlfriend or a wife, Paul.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if I'm not going to get married, just forget about that.
Now you don't have to ever worry about feeling guilty about not marrying somebody.
You got a point. I'm trying to be a nice guy out here. And
no, pal. Number one, don't be a nice guy. Number two, you've been in Los Angeles 10 years?
Yeah. I go back all the time. I'm from Brooklyn.
All right. Let's start with lesson number 1, so you're going to fit in better here, okay?
All right.
Stop calling it out here.
Okay.
It's here.
I hear you.
New York is back east.
All right. It's a bad habit. I understand.
You got to start calling it here.
Okay. All right, I'm going to work on that, Tom. Hey, you're the greatest. I appreciate all the stuff you're saying about these women at work. It's true. There's nothing more I can say about it.
Well, thank you for that, Paul.
All right, Tom. Thank you.
Appreciate the call. There goes Paul. He's been out here for 10 years. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Spencer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
I just started listening to your show pretty recently, and this is my first call-in. I just calling to say that I believe that not all the time men just are friends with women because they want to have sex. Not to say that they wouldn't like sex anyway. I think it's possible to form a friendship, but the guy is often thinking about sex, but it might not be the ultimate goal.
Why not?
Because friendship and companionship between guys and guys can also be similar between guys and girls, and I think that the goals of a guy...
No, but it can't be. But it can't be. And here's why. Let's say you have all the best intentions in the world of just being pals. When she has a husband or a boyfriend, that guy's going to say, who's this guy Spencer, and why does he keep calling our house? And she'll drop you like a bad habit.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that.
What kind of friendship is that?
A temporary one?
Yeah, well, that's not a friendship. Friendship is not temporary. You're friends or you're not.
Yeah.
That's like having a temporary mother or a temporary sister.
Yeah, I suppose.
So you have had the wool pulled over your eyes, and it's time for you, son, to wise up and realize that women are not your friends.
Not ever, no matter what?
Hey, your friends would not stop talking to you because they got married or because they had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Women will.
Okay. Thanks for your time, man.
Don't you have friends?
I have friends, yeah.
Fine. Then enjoy their companionship. All the guys.
All right.
Chicks are there for boning.
Uh-huh.
And it's, by the way, are your parents together?
Yes.
Really? Is your dad like a pussy, or what's the deal?
I guess he must be.
I guess so. Because in the real world, son, men and women are there to, go at it together. And men are friends with men, and women are friends with women.
Yeah.
You sound disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed. It's just interesting to see your take on this. That's why I called,
Yeah. Well, your real friends do not stop seeing you because they got married.
Well, supposing they were married and they did stay hanging out with you, would they still be true friends?
Even then, really, think about it for a second. Why would you want to be friends with somebody like that?
I don't know. Marriage wouldn't always screw up a friendship, I think.
Oh, really? At 18, I don't think you have a lot of experience, or that you're in a position.
Definitely not.
All right, well, trust me when I tell you. Okay. The only time you would have anything resembling a friendship is, and by the way, it's only resembling, is if you were in a couple and the couple next door were your friends, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, if the two of you split up, the two of them will stop being your friend.
Yeah.
So, really, being friends with a woman is highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. That doesn't mean impossible, though, correct?
Well, look, as I always say, there's the story of the guy who fell out the 16th story window and lived.
Uh-huh.
So it is possible to survive. So how about I drive you over to an office building downtown and we send you out the 16th story window?
All right. So what you're saying is chances are if I have any friendship with women...
I'll give you another example. Did you see the... I'll give you another example. Did you see the Big Spin Saturday night?
No.
Somebody who buys a lotto ticket is going to go on the Big Spin. They're going to win big money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any of those people?
No.
No, you don't. So you could potentially win, right?
Yes.
What are the odds you would?
Less than the odds of getting cancer from a cheese sandwich.
Right.
I know my staff.
And finally, for those of you who watch the Big Spin on a regular basis, what are the odds that the winner will speak English?
I don't know.
Even? They're even more remote.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
All right, so you've got to wise up, son. Don't waste your time befriending women. There's plenty of men out there you can bond with, you can have male experiences with. And women are for boning.
All right.
All right?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Sure the people at the Big Spin are very happy that I'm pointing that out. Show's got more translators than the United Nations. For those of you who don't live in California, we have a TV show that looks like a professional game show called The Big Spin. It runs on Saturday nights, but it's actually produced by the California State Lottery. And a bunch of people who, you know, get to the finals by having the right lottery ticket, and they get called onto The Big Spin. And frequently the winners... It's a show that celebrates diversity, and we all love diversity. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Kat on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Do you care, Kat?
Yeah, actually, I do. I listen to you all the time.
Really?
I listen to you all the time. My daughter listens to you because we all teach at the same school, and I have my oldest son listen to you. We wanted to call his younger brother, but, you know, that's another story. But I'll have you know, when I left X, I left with a diaper bag and shot record. Didn't take anybody to the cleaners. Could have. Didn't. Not my style. Didn't raise my sons to be like that, or my daughter. No, they take care of their own. And about male friends, I have a couple of male friends, and I have some that are gay, but eventually somebody tries hitting on you. Eventually.
That's what happens. When's the last time one of your male friends tried to bone you?
A couple of weeks ago.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's always, or somebody who you just don't expect, and they're not your type, and you think we're friends, and and it's like eventually they wait. I don't know if they're waiting for you to have a couple of cocktails. I would never drink that much. That would ever put me in a condition for one of my friends. Ever. There's not, you know, there's not enough alcohol or anything else that could, you know, put me there.
Really?
But, yeah, well, you know, there's some people who just, there's things about them that just irritate you.
So your male friends are either gay or they are straight men you are just simply not attracted to.
Well, except, you know, I have one or two here or there, but I have someone that I know from church who, her husband, really nice guy. She used to drag him around like a puppy to places, and I'm like, let him go do guy things. Let him go shoot pool. Let him go golfing. What is wrong with you?
There you go.
Some people just don't, you know, you keep your marriage alive. Let him be his own person. If I wouldn't want to be with somebody who didn't want me to have my own life.
And this all happened since you came out here?
Out here, yeah. Actually, I've been out here for 14 years.
There you go. Another one. Our email address, tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.